Hey everybody, Blue Collar Crypto here. So I want to thank everybody who's subscribed to the channel. I appreciate it. Thank all the comments, even the douchebag comments. I appreciate those too, because all you do is just help the channel. So keep on trucking. So let me get right to it. We're going to talk about Flare today. Also, if you ordered a shirt, tons. I'm talking. We dropped off a shit ton of shirts this week. We're still pumping them out as fast as possible. So order, be patient. It's coming. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I will leave the link in the description below if you want an XRP shirt. So I'm going to be trying to do this video. I'm going to be back and forth. You're going to see my eyes go back and forth like crazy because I'm going to do a ton of emails. You're going to see my hand moving. So I'm going to try to do some work on my regular business. I'm also going to try to explain this at the same time. So bear with me. I don't edit these videos, so it's going to be kind of choppy. So bear with me. I'm going to put this down in the simplest way I know how. I took a little bit of notes here and there so I don't lose train of thought while I'm also doing this. So bear with me. So, and you're going to see me do this probably a few times because I'm going to have people just all over. I get 3,000 text messages a day. So I'm flipping. My thumb's going to be going crazy too. So the easiest way I can explain Flare. Flare is its own blockchain, right? It's built to work with data and bringing assets like XRP to the world of smart contracts and DeFi. That's what this is about. It's fast, cheap, and the XRP ledger has been around a long time. But XRP was not built like Ethereum and these other networks with smart contract networks available. This is where Flare can help. So Flare basically gives XRP another place where it can be put to work. That's what it does. It's attached to the ecosystem, attached to the ledger. So what does that mean for XRP? So let's say you got a ton of XRP sitting in a wallet. Most of us know the routine. You buy XRP. You hold XRP, you check the price 47 times, and then you just keep holding it, right? So you bring XRP to the Flare ecosystem, and you receive FXRP that represents the XRP. I know it's a little nutty. Now you can potentially use the value inside the DeFi applications, right? If you don't know what DeFi is, we'll explain that in a different video. I just want to get this. So this is where it starts to get interesting. Now, what can you do with the FXRP? You're going to be able to provide lending, borrowing, liquidity, using it as collateral, potential yield earning off that too. Let me give you a real simple breakdown. Let's see how I can do this. All right, case in point, you got a house, right? And you're trying to pull out the value of the house without tying the house up. That's basically what Flare is trying to do, is unlock more ways for your value sitting inside XRP to be used without tying your XRP up. Now, considering how much XRP in wallets are sitting around the world, that's pretty a big opportunity, right? Why is that important to us? Because the XRP community is super massive already. We're the biggest army out there. I don't care what anyone says. And if you've been holding XRP for years, but a lot of XRP is not doing anything. Come on, mine's not doing nothing either. And we're just sitting around waiting for the price to move. Now imagine if more XRP starts getting used, right? Maybe someone lends it. Maybe it's used for liquidity, collateral for a house, a car down the road, we don't know. Or new financial applications are built around it. Suddenly, your XRP isn't just hopes and dreams sitting around $2, $5, $10, $15,000 a piece. It's being used as an asset. And the more usage we get on that asset, of course, the price will go up. And so why does Flare need its own technology? Because if you're going to build financial applications around XRP, you need information and data. For example, what's the price of XRP now? Or did XRP transaction actually happen? Flare, the technology is built into Flare and the network to help provide to verify that information. That's what it is. We don't really need to understand the technical stuff besides that. I don't even know half of it. But the important thing is that Flare is trying to create the infrastructure needed for the applications to work safely when it comes to assets getting loaded on the blockchain and smart contracts. And XRP is a major part of that strategy. Does that mean Flare is going to explode? By no means. It does not mean that's going to happen. Flare is its native token for the Flare network. If Flare grows, more people use the network. Obviously more people use that network for the borrowing, the lending, than the usage. Of course, that's something to look at, right? So that's why I kind of was like, wait a minute. You know, the CEO, Hugo, he's a pretty cool cat. He knows what's going on. If you don't know anything, go check him out. His videos all over the place. This dude explains it, and they're all in. They're all in. So, and I like people who are just, you want to attach yourself to projects and things like this that people are just fired up on, because you can see their passion. They ain't got no passion if it's just a mundane bullshit interview. You're kind of like, doesn't matter, because like I tell everybody, even though it's crypto, you're still buying a story, right? You're still buying the project. You're putting your faith towards the momentum. Like I always tell everybody, movement is life. So if it's moving forward, and that's obviously what we want for everything across the board, no matter what you're holding. So, but there's no guarantees in that. What's interesting for me right now is the technology and the connection to XRP. So basically, if XRP, FI actually grows, it could end up being pretty damn important for the ecosystem and the blockchain ledger and stuff like that, because it's going to be handling all the verification transactions. Whatever you're buying, it's going to be able to, pinpoint that, verify that, it's locked in, it's done. That's why you guys see me talk about the real estate. The real estate will change. This is a part of that technology. There will be a time where beep, you're going to be able to buy a house just on a beep from your personal handheld bank. That's my honest opinion. So the big picture for me is what really comes down to everything, and the conversation has been going on for years, ever since I've been into it. What are we actually going to be able to do with XRP? What are we going to be able to do? Payments are just one piece, but the lending, the borrowing, the collateral, the liquidity, the DeFi opens a whole nother door. And Flare is building that door. It doesn't mean guarantee success, by no means, but it doesn't mean you should take all your XRP out of cold storage tomorrow and throw it on DeFi. Don't do that. There's too many risks involved. Even when you're getting yield, right? There's risk involved. Even if you got a Fidelity account, you guys understand what I'm saying. If you're pulling 3 or 4%, there's still risk involved. That money is a future bet on what's going to happen in the market. That's the yield, right? They want to use it for different things. So, but if you're investing in XRP for the long haul, Flare is something you should think about, at least pay attention to. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section. That's the quickest, fastest way I can break down Flare, without being too technical, without having charts and boring you for about 17 minutes. And I know that some of the crazy price predictions I've seen in the last 48 hours, I just don't know what the hell some of these people are talking about. I know I got pissed off in that last video you guys saw. And the thing of it is, these banks, they're just elbowing their way through the clear. They're just gonna elbow everything, right? You got to understand something. They have been around so long. They have so much power. They are not gonna let go. They're gonna squeeze the blood out of the turnip for that. They don't want us to own anything for sure. That's 100%. I guarantee you that. And yes, I do understand how things work. Okay, it's just in this day and age, we have powers that be that do not want to report on this. Now, if they were reporting more on it, more people would be upset, because you're fucking with people's money, right? But the media will not show that. They don't want to put any kind of spotlight on it until everything's completely done, and then they can start reporting their stupid ass stories. All this is a mirage. All this crashing, all this it's over with. It's gone. It's all a mirage. If it's a mirage and it's not going to happen, and you got Citibank out there freaking out going past this shit and the other banks, is because these banks want all that deposit money from overseas to come back here. All right? That's going to loosen up a lot of lending protocols. It's going to make more and more different applications and products for the bank. They can do different types of lending because it frees up liquidity. That's what it's all about. Now these other banks are screaming, right? And you got Jamie Dimon still doing his thing. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna get yield. These other banks don't give a shit. They see the future. They know what's going on. They know what type of money's coming on the blockchain, and they want to be a part of that. So you have two different bank factions that are going at it, right? Institutional banking, which is different from regular banking. We all know that. And then you got the big worldwide banks, right? Now the other countries are on board. They ain't jacking around. They see what's coming. Japan's ready to go. Russia ain't playing around. We all know that game. So, but that's my take on Flare today. I'm going to try to keep this short as much as I possibly can because I got to get after it. We are in the middle of moving 17 years. So we've been here 17 years, and we're about to uproot everything and move to a different place, which is crazy. This has been a long time coming. This is not like something we have to do. We wanted to do. Kids are all grown out of school. It's just going to take me a while. It'll probably take me a full 3 weeks to move this place here, because we're not just moving a house and stuff in the house. We're moving equipment. We are moving horse stalls. We are moving fencing. We are moving tractors. We are moving equipment. It's insane. So, but I'm going to start doing videos on that, show you the whole process, not just doing videos on crypto. I'm going to show y'all everything that's getting ready to go down. Y'all are going to see the new place, the whole 9 yards. So, but thank y'all for the support, and I'll make another video in a couple of days. This will probably be my last video for a couple of days, 2 or 3 days, because I got to get a lot of work done. So I appreciate it. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video.